Hey everyone, Kevin Miller here for Gamer Limit, and this is a limited look at Infamous 2. This is a new save that I just wanted to kick off just to give you an idea of what to expect out of Infamous 2, show you about 15-20 minutes of gameplay. This is about 30 minutes into the beginning of the game. I promise you there will be no spoilers. Again, I just want to give you a look at what to expect out of Infamous 2. So a couple things, this is the new city. I'm not going to explain why it's a new city. The graphics definitely look a lot better. You start off the game with the same powers. Thankfully, some games just strip powers and then you have to regain them and stuff. So none of that stupid stuff. You start off, with your Alpha Bolt, Alpha Blast, and Alpha Grenade, and then get something new called Kinetic Pulse, which I can show you in a second. These powers, obviously, as in the first one, you gain access to them based on story progression and completing various numbers of missions and stuff like that, and then you could spend your experience, which you gain through, obviously doing various missions and stuff like that. So very similar to the first one, and of course you have your karma-based powers and stuff like that you're able to unlock. Let's see. So down here we have a good mission that I could do. So really quick, if I start off at a location a bit further away, give you an idea of some of the quick combat. So here, for example, there's a guy in the car, but oh well. Over here, it's a mission. Someone's being robbed. So that was the Kinetic Pulse, I believe it's called. Yep, Kinetic Pulse, where you just lift up objects and throw it at them. And then, thankfully, there are some additional changes to some of the melee combat.
Turn this place around.
It's much more cinematic in that sense. So that's a quick peek at some of the combat changes. The controls are pretty much the same. It feels a bit faster. Definitely the controls feel a lot tighter and smoother, which is nice. Climbing is the same. No real changes there. Just spam the X button over and over, which sort of gives you an appreciation, I think, for some of the climbing in Assassin's Creed, but that's neither here nor there. So, again, this is the new city. You have your various missions similar to Infamous 1, and if you haven't played Infamous 1, I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what was there, but nonetheless, it's part of the Welcome Back package, so you really have no excuses to not having played it or picking it up because, well, it's free right now. So you have your story-based missions, you have your side missions, and then something called user-generated content missions. And these user-generated content missions, the name should be self-explanatory, but it's user-generated content from those online, and then there are some featured ones from Sucker Punch. So you can create a mission from a template, a race, or some platforming, parkour, various templates that you could start off of and then sort of edit and make your own. Or you could start off with an empty mission. Real quick, taking a look at it, it's very similar, as you see the bar on the right hand side, very similar to how Little Big Planet works. You can create and plan various objects and different enemies and missions and stuff like that, and just sort of make the mission your own. And then based on the location that you plan it in, other people can download it, rate it. You can see, the rating. If you go ahead and play, you can see a rating and the number of plays and stuff like that. So that gives you a quick idea of that. One of the nice things is, as you saw, it's very jump in and jump out in the sense that there's no loading, so that's real nice. So over there we see a user-generated content mission, and go ahead and check that out real quick. So as you see, this is one created by Sucker Punch. It's been played almost 7,000 times. And then it gives you a description. So you use Kinetic Pulse to throw the propane tanks to the militia to earn points. Seems like a pretty basic mission. But again, they vary very much based on, obviously, people's own creative minds. Let's see. Press and hold R2 to lift the propane tanks. Use the right analog stick to aim and X to throw. So this is basically a little mini game. It's very simple, but again, these missions that you have can be much more extensive and have much more simple objectives. But again, this is just a simple mini game. So there you go. Simple mission. You're able to just go ahead and rate it. Add to your favorites or recommend it. Again, similar functionality to how Little Big Planet functions. So this definitely adds a element of replayability in the game, which is much appreciated because the first one sort of lacked that once you completed Good and Evil Karma playthroughs. So that gives you an idea of user-generated content. As you can see over here, you have, as from the first one, blast shards, lots and lots and lots and lots of blast shards. And then, of course, as in the first one, the more blast shards you get, the more energy storage you get. And then there are also dead drops that were in the first one as well. Those are back to just add some different story elements. So, real quick, one last thing is we could just do a quick side mission so as to not have any spoilers in this. And then I think that should wrap up exactly what I'm trying to show here. Again, just a simple overlook as to what's new here and what to expect out of Infamous. And I'm going in the wrong direction. So as you see here, you have, your red karma mission with on the right-hand side. The lower right-hand side where the mini-map is, you have your red karma or evil mission, and then, as we saw earlier, a good karma mission. And then that bird flying around is an example of one of the drops, dead drops, but I won't pick that up, so again, there are no spoilers.
Hey, I rigged up a camera that won't fry when you touch it. I was hoping you could send me back some useful intel. Let's make sure it works. I've seen electric-powered stuff around town we didn't have in Empire City. Some of it might be useful. See if you can get a few shots. The militia's been robbing people at gunpoint. Sneak up on them and snap some evidence before you put an end to it. Militia's snatching people off the streets, never to be seen again. Let's get some evidence before you dole out the justice.
I'm not a freak, I swear!
these pictures rock. Very nice framing. You should keep that camera in your bag, all right? No doubt we'll need it again.
So, as you saw there, not the most exciting mission, but nonetheless, various, user-generated content, side missions, story missions, very similar to the first one. But again, I didn't want to go into too much detail here as to my impressions. I just wanted to give you a simple look as what to expect in Infamous 2. So make sure you keep your eye out on GamerLimit.com for the review, which is expected again on Sunday or Monday, the 12th or 13th of June. So I hope you enjoyed the limited look of Infamous 2. If you want to see more of these or have any comments, questions, anything, just post in the comments below. Until next time.